Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. We have a very special Sunday morning video for you. Breaking last night when nobody was watching, Kylee dumps Aven fast after, I guess, catching him cheating. This is her, according to her accusations here. Bachelor in Paradise's Kylee Russell and Aven Jones split after multiple alleged infidelities. Now, I know what you're thinking. Didn't we just have a cheating scenario involving a Russell and a Jones? Yes, that was Serene Brooke Russell accusing Brandon Jones of cheating. Now we have Kylee Russell accusing Aven Jones. I don't believe there's any connective tissue to these names, but that would be crazy if this was like one big giant family reunion of cheating. All right, follow me on Instagram at DNeals, patreon.com/Dave Neal for behind the scenes bonus content. And don't worry, we'll have more information tomorrow morning on Bachelor Rush Hour. I publish my Bachelor Rush Hour at 4 a.m. East Coast time. So if you're an early bird on the East Coast, you'll have more content coming to you first thing in the morning. All right, wow. Let's just dive into the story we have here in Us Weekly. It dropped moments ago. Bachelor in Paradise's Kylee and Aven split after multiple alleged infidelities. So she posts a statement, right? And basically the only thing we know is what she posted. So rather than go to this article, let's just go directly to the source here. Bachelorette Windmill posted the breakup announcement. And here's what Kylee said on her Instagram story. Following our relationship announcement yesterday, and by the way, that a relation announcement was right here. So here's what happened. They announced publicly that they were in a relationship, and within moments, I'm assuming her DMs came in with multiple women saying, hey, I've been dating him. Here's the receipts. And again, those are my assumptions. I don't think she would go so publicly unless she had the information she needed to know that this was actually true. Although I could be wrong. Well, if there's any other information that comes out, of course, we'll be reporting on it. Following our relationship announcement yesterday, I want to thank my God. He did not allow me to live another day in the dark. In the last 24 hours, I have been grasping with the fact that one of the most important relationships in my life has dissolved due to multiple infidelities. This is not just a show, but my real life. And for the foreseeable future, I will be in a time of healing and trying to put the puzzle pieces of my life back together. Please respect my privacy at this time. Love you all, Kylee. Boy, we feel for Kylee here. Now, we have a lot to get into regarding some of the speculations about what the heck might have gone down here. Kylee, came off relatively unscathed from this season. She wanted love. She wanted commitment. Now, if anything, you could say, well, she wanted too much commitment. She was only on the show for several weeks before demanding, begging for an engagement. But look, the show does that to you. The show makes you, look, it's like you don't go to Waffle House and not want a waffle. You know what I mean? You don't go to Bachelor in Paradise and not want one of those Neal Lane or big old rocks, right? Get your bag, lady, right? But of course, Aven had self-eliminated, I believe, from Rachel Recchia's season, right? And then now wasn't ready, I guess, for commitment, as it appears. So we're going to discuss this from different angles. Of course, Bachelor Data pulled their information right away. I have a stopwatch that I use for different occasions. I barely started the relationship. I was like, all right, Kylee and Aven are officially dating and they've officially broken up. I mean, okay, 1 minute, it was a 1 minute relationship. You hate to see it. I have never seen a relationship announcement break up this fast. Now, if she caught him cheating 4 days ago, they probably wouldn't have posted these photos. They quickly deleted. And by the way, they were nice photos. I mean, we covered this yesterday. Let me see where the other video is. We literally covered this yesterday here. We had the Brayden and Christina relationship, and then we also covered, maybe it was the first story we covered, this relationship. Again, these photos are already gone, scrubbed off the internet. These photos lasted longer than the relationship. A power couple, all these things. And it doesn't always work out as planned, but there's plenty of time for Bachelor Nation to get behind this very adorable couple. Spoke too soon.
It is full of garbage. Garbage.
Now, what's interesting with this relationship, we might remember, there are a few Aven stories. He's been relatively unscathed in the Bachelor world, except for last month, he went to bat for Kylie in a little beef they had against Liv. He said, "I apologize for it, and it was very out of character." That being his apology for statements he initially made where he called Liv a night one gal. You know, he basically, there was this like fight going on. He called her a night one gal, and everyone was like, "Who the heck are you to call her a night one gal?" Like, you know what I mean? I gotta say this about humor. We often mistake humor for the ease of. So I've got this video right here of him apologizing. Honestly, it wasn't that big of a story, but it was sort of grating for him, a guy who it appeared to be, after watching this season of Bachelor in Paradise, Olivia, a quote-unquote night one lady, of course, I think from Zach Shallcross's season, wasn't particularly didn't get much screen time because she was unceremoniously dumped on night one of that show. And then on Bachelor in Paradise, Olivia kind of becomes the narrator of the season, and maybe there was some jealousy. Maybe Aven was trying his best to defend Kylie in their beef that they had, but what he had to remember is he's getting no edit this whole season. They really barely covered him at all. I'm not here to bash Aven because we haven't heard his side of the story. I don't know if there will be his side of the story because, quite honestly, Kylie came out swinging, and I don't know what he plans to say or that's gonna make that situation right. He might say something like, well, her and I were actually on a break, these types of things. But again, what happens in these relationships before they're hard launched while the season's still playing out is anybody's game. It is where mold would grow. Mold grows in a damp, dark place. Bachelor relationships fail when they are in that place where they don't have to be announced publicly. You can creep around in the dark, but once you do that, if you announce that you're in this happy relationship, the receipts be coming. So we had this story of Aven being announced at the After the Final Rose. And Reality Steve had posted, he's been on top of this story. If you remember Rachel Recchia's After the Final Rose with Tino, Aven shows up, right? It was a very bizarre story that led many people to be very upset. They called it cruel and unusual. Ashley Iconetti said, "I'm really truly upset by the way that moment was handled. It was cruel. We can support Rachel and not absolutely publicly demoralize someone." That being, Aven shows up with Tino and Rachel there and says, "Hey, Rach, want to go on a date?" Well, of course we knew that was performative, and I don't blame Aven necessarily for being a prop for the show, because that's what they do. "Hey, Aven, you want to go on Bachelor in Paradise? Well, you've got to, do this for us." It's total manipulative cult behavior. Here was last night, my wife and I were making gingerbread cookies on our family live stream, because that's what you do when you're in your 30s and pregnant. You make gingerbread cookies and have hot cider, right? Well, while we were doing this, Reality Steve called in, and he actually explained to us that Aven had a girlfriend while he pulled that Rachel stunt, which again, if that was the only story, it wouldn't be newsworthy because it was clearly, fan fiction, that whole story. But have a listen.
And I can't say I'm all that shocked, because I know for a fact that last year when Rachel and Tino had their live After the Final Rose, and Aven came out after Rachel and Tino broke up, and Aven came out on the stage and asked Rachel, like, "Hey, maybe we can go out sometime." I know for a fact he was 100% seeing somebody at that time. He just basically did the producers a favor because they wanted to give Rachel somewhat of a happy ending, and they wanted to embarrass Tino. But Aven was never, ever going to be interested in pursuing anything with Rachel from that moment. So I guess I can't say I'm stunned by this,
Well, I guess that's the problem, is that not only did he get a happy ending, but he got too many happy endings. All right. Okay. So it was a family show. So we were making our gingerbread houses, which, by the way, I'm here to report how horribly I did. You can go on my Instagram if you want to see the results. But what I've learned is it's very hard to drive a show and also drive a conversation at the same time. We also covered our favorite Christmas presents from the 90s. Dogs barking. Can you be quiet, Boone? I'm trying to run a show over here. See, this is Sundays for you, folks. We got content all. Hey, honey, could you shut this dog up here? We're trying to make a breaking news story. Oh, boy, I'll tell you what, Boone is on Kylie's side. He is not happy with all the information coming out here about Aven. What else is there to say? what else is there to say about this split other than we'll see if Kylee says anything else? In fact, let's go straight to Kylie's page right now and see if we can get any morning updates here. My guess is we're not going to hear much else from her in the short term. My guess is long term, no other mentions. My guess is long term, she's going to scorch him on podcast and things like that. Again, here's you know what? Even the villain needs publicity. Aven, here's my advice to you. If you did cheat, if this is true, I would come clean on a podcast with somebody. Again, I don't want to, and I'm not saying me. You're under contract here. I'm not in good graces of the show to score that podcast, but I'd come clean. I'd own up to all of it, because if you don't, she's going to just bleed this story out. So give your good boy edit life the death it deserves. Send it out to pasture. Old Yeller, put the old, in the, get in and just, talk about whatever therapy you need to get. You blew a good thing. Hey, if you're actually in the right, let's say Kylie's like, we're done here, I'm not dating you, and then you just start seeing another girl and then you get back together. If that's the case, then fight for your life for your edit, because you want to make sure, you're your authentic self. Which one is it? My guess is Aven was doing a little bit of that dirty dog post, got a little fame glow, got some DMs going, and then, of course, there's the photo from Bachelor at Windmill showing Kylee and Aven no longer united on Instagram. She blocked his ass. And that is a Christmas gift for you today here. She blocked that ass. We don't have any other content planned for you on the YouTube channel here, but I do have a Nashville home buying search video on my other channel, Tasha Courtney and Dave Neal Do Fun Things. That's coming up next. All right, folks, have a good Sunday. We'll see you tomorrow.